I'm Charles Bierbauer. I'm the Dean of the College of Mass Communications and Information Studies, and I'm delighted to welcome you today to what is for us a somewhat unique event. Yes, we've done this before, had our hooding ceremonies here in Rutledge Chapel, but this is a day which the hyperbolic journalists would call historic and unprecedented. We're just going to call it cool. Maybe the only cool thing today in Columbia's 90-degree heat and similar humidity, but I think we're going to enjoy the event. The School of Library and Information Science was created here at the university back in, if I've got my dates right, 1972, which makes us 40 years old. It became part of the College of Mass Communications and Information Studies 10 years ago, in 2002, when it joined with the School of Journalism and Mass Communications. And the Librarian School, the School of Library and Information Science, has long been a professional master's program, and a good one. It was a strong house, well-crafted, well-built, sturdy, and productive. And then we decided to tinker with it. Well, I used to be a White House correspondent, and the White House has a West Wing and an East Wing, so we built an East Wing and a West Wing upon our house. One is an undergraduate degree in a Bachelor of Science in Information Science, and the other is a doctoral degree, a PhD. And what we've not done before, which is what makes this a unique day for us, is to have graduates in both of those programs. Our first doctoral recipients, and the first students who have taken this program from beginning to end as undergraduates. Pioneers, courageous, foolhardy, reckless, ambitious and daring. We have had 2 undergraduates who transferred into the program, but for this time, and we will recognize them further, this is the first time we will have had 2 of our students who have joined us as young freshmen and now are graduating seniors. And could I just ask the 2 of you to just stand up or wave or gesticulate wildly? And we will see also our first doctoral recipients. The formal hooding, the university's formal hooding for PhD candidates takes place tomorrow afternoon in the Koger Center at 1 o'clock. You're welcome to join us then as well. But our 2 doctoral candidates. We're extremely proud to have taken that risk and created these programs, and it could not have been accomplished without the incredible amount of work put in by our faculty and our staff. So I want to thank all of those, including Dr. Dan Barron, who has joined us today, former director of the school, including Dean Fred Roper, former dean of the college, and all of the faculty and staff who are here. Would you join me in thanking them for having made these elements possible? There are 3 really happy days in the academic year. There's one in May, there's one in August, and there's one in December when we hand out degrees. There's a sort of happy but somewhat uncertain day in August when we bring in freshmen with great trepidation. But these 3 days when we have commencement exercises are unfailingly happy days. And so I'm thrilled to be here and to have all of you joining us for this occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Bierbauer. And thank you, Dr. Keeling, Dr. Sarah Keeling, our faculty and staff. If we have faculty and staff in the audience, our faculty is seated up here. This would not happen without them, as the students well know. So, congratulations. We are so very proud of you. You are now elite members of the United States of America, 18% of the population with graduate degrees. You're very special now. Well, you were special before. I remember orientation and I went, we'll get through this, we'll get through this. I know it's not been easy, and the faculty and staff here at the school asked me to tell you that you have been exceptional students. Way above the cut. And those of you that I've interacted with the most know that that is true. It takes family and friends to see you through this journey. So please, let's take a moment to thank the ones that brought you to the dance. If you'll stand, turn, and give a round of applause to your family and friends. You've heard me say many times that our faculty and staff are fearless. Yep. They know no barriers, especially when it comes to helping students succeed. One of our best examples is instructor Elizabeth Miller. She is retiring this year. We are happy for her, sad for us. Her service to the school and the nation is much appreciated. She's created generations of the best school media librarians in the universe. Most of all, we will miss the Miller stamp of approval. Dan Barron, previous director of the school, says of Ms. Miller, from her summer 701 class with him as professor at Coastal Carolina campus, from then on, Elizabeth distinguished herself as a great student. She went on to distinguish herself as a great colleague and friend, and we have a small token of appreciation for our darling Dr. Elizabeth Miller. Come up here, please. Okay, so now what? First, please know that you will always be a part of our school, no matter where you go, no matter what you do. You can wear, as an alumni of Carolina, you can wear your degree proudly. You can be cocky. Second, love your life. Remember that no one on their deathbed says, I wish I spent more time in the office. Be a star. Be a leader. Leave the world better than you found it, a better place. And we have faith in you, and we believe that your education and the time spent with us have prepared you for the challenges coming your way. You are smart, you're compassionate, and you're a perfect combination for making people get the information they need to be successful. So congratulations, graduates. Now, the best part, this really is my favorite day. Well, orientation maybe, but really graduation. So let's start putting and acknowledging all the great accomplishments of all of your good work. So, Dr. Keeling, it's up to you.
All right, today we have several extra people to honor. First, we would like to recognize Dr. Charles Curran. Dr. Curran, more affectionately known as Dr. Chucky by some, is a School of Library and Information Science Distinguished Professor Emeritus. Our website says that he retired in 2001. I see him almost every day that I'm at work, and in fact, the first list person I saw this morning was Dr. Chucky. So I'm not really sure that he actually retired. Today we aren't recognizing him for his Distinguished Professor Emeritus status or for pretending to retire. We are recognizing him because tomorrow he will graduate with his Master of Arts in Theater. His thesis was titled Anthony Soprano, Aristotelian Tragic Hero, Anti-Hero, or Thug, and Why We Watch. Seriously. Okay. We are honored that the former dean and a distinguished professor emeritus himself, Dr. Dan Barron, has come to help us in congratulating our master thespian, Dr. Charles Curran. All right. Next, we have two special guests with us. We are so proud to recognize our second and third graduates in the Bachelor of Science and Information Science program, Megan Coker and Caitlin Creel. Megan plans to attend UNC Greensboro for a Master of Arts in Museum Studies starting in the fall. When asked to share a favorite moment or memory, Megan said, "I have many favorite moments in great classes through which I learned much from excellent professors and in getting to know the awesome people who make our school what it is. I'm afraid I can't pick just one memory. There are too many good ones." We wish you the best in all of your future endeavors. All right, Caitlin Creel. Caitlin plans to return to USC in the fall to work on her MLIS with a focus on children's services in public libraries. When asked to share a favorite moment or memory, Caitlin said, "I think my favorite moment was relived each semester as I would enter a new SLIS class, knowing that, even though I hadn't mastered the subject matter yet, I already had friends in the class that would make the experience better, and a professor whose sole purpose was to aid my learning. To walk into a class and see Megan and a handful of my other SLIS friends already there made me feel like I was really a part of the SLIS family and helped to remind me that I was in the right place. We look forward to still seeing you around Davis." All right. And we have two more special people to recognize today. Our doctoral program in Library and Information Science took in its first students in the fall of 2007. Tomorrow, our first two PhD students will graduate, Christine Angel and Clayton Copeland. Christine's research interests include information representation and retrieval of information found in libraries, archives, and museums. Her dissertation was entitled A Comparison of Descriptive Tagging Practices by Library, Archive, and Museum Professionals using an Inter-Indexing Consistency Approach. And she can say that a lot faster than I can. Christine will join the faculty of St. John's University in Queens, New York this fall as an assistant professor in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Department of Library and Information Sciences, where she is also charged with setting up a new digital humanities program. While she is excited to move to New York, she is going to miss her friends, beautiful spring days on our campus, and her morning jogs around Columbia. Dr. Christine Angel. Interests in universal design, literacy, school library media, and information behavior. Her dissertation was entitled Equity of Access to Information, a Comparative Exploration of Library Accessibility and Information Access from Differently Abled Patrons' Perspectives. She remembers the first SLIS PhD program information session she attended. Dr. Hastings turned to her and asked, "What do you want to be when you're all grown up?" From the first moment she was welcomed into her school library by Miss Ellen Ramsey, she has known she wanted to be a librarian, and she looks forward to continuing this, quote, outrageously happy journey, end quote. She went on to say, "As a librarian, professor, researcher, and mentor, I hope to play a part in making the kinds of differences for others that the SLIS family made for me." Clayton will continue teaching for the School of Library and Information and Science in the fall. Dr. Clayton Copeland. We'd like to recognize one of our special alumni, Ms. Joyce Durant, and we have former Dean Fred Roper here to assist in the hooding.
Dean Durant. I'd like to introduce our commencement speaker, Dean Joyce Durant. She is Dean of Libraries at Florence Mason University. She has been chair of our National Advisory Council. She has been leader of our diversity leadership group and a contributor to our school every single day. I know if I need something, I can call Joyce and she'll tell me the truth, which is an important part. So with no further ado, I introduce you to Joyce Durant, our speaker for the day.
I am simply overjoyed today as I watched the varied expressions on the faces of the graduates as you come to the realization that just when you thought your journey was over, it is actually just beginning. Just a few years ago, and no, I should say just a few decades ago, I sat in a place similar to where you are today. And I would imagine that my facial expression was one of joy mixed with a bit of confusion, not because I didn't know where I was going or what I wanted out of life, but because there were so many seemingly different routes to get there. And even though I was on a path, I was still unsure if my chosen path was the right one to take, especially as I had a family and small children at home. I felt the usual celebratory emotions that come with reaching any milestone, happiness and excitement, just to name a couple. But what I couldn't quite understand was this other emotion. I could feel it was coming from within me. It was like there was a small element of fear that was in me at that time. And today, I imagine some of you may be feeling the same way. And if you are, I say to you, you all have the power to dream, make your dreams a reality. Success or failure is in your hands. Think about it. If you truly believe that you will fail, then every instance of temporary failure you encounter will only solidify the dream you've made in your mind and will eventually come through in your actions. But on the upside, if you truly believe that you will succeed, then you will be much more likely to demonstrate actions that will lead you to your inevitable success, thus making your success real. I want to thank you to think about this rhetorically. If you succeed at failing, which have you actually done? Succeeded or failed? Today, it is my goal to provide you with some of the pivotal requisites for being successful at reaching your goals. First, don't be afraid of your willpower. Willpower is one of the most powerful forces on the earth. Our will is what made man go to the moon. Our will is what is going to one day create a cure for cancer. Since creation, humankind as a whole has demonstrated repeatedly that it is not afraid of willpower. With this amazing history of overcoming all sorts of obstacles, I implore you to embrace your willpower and use it as your battle axe to get where you want to be in life. Realize that the power to get what you want is entirely within your control. With the undergirding of your Creator, you and you alone are the master of your domain. Second, you have to realize that willpower in isolation is not enough. You must harness your willpower. Think of the energy we use in making our daily lives more comfortable and convenient. Electricity is utterly useless to us if we just let it remain in the atmosphere. However, when we harness it, many things become possible. This is the same way you should be thinking about your willpower. Your will unharnessed is energy that you put to waste. So you must use this fuel, your will, to power your actions so that you are constantly moving closer to the actualization of your dreams. Third, do not stop short of the finish line. Just like getting here today took commitment, Reaching your future goals will take a whole lot of commitment too. A common problem we have is stopping short right before we actually get to the end. This tends to happen when we become too frustrated to keep going, giving up before we've reached our true potential. I know that sometimes it may feel like you're trying to crack a rock with a slipper when you are pursuing your dreams, but you have to understand something. It is just like the all too familiar saying, anything worth having is worth fighting for. Each person comes in contact with challenges that might sometimes bring us face to face with giving up. But as professionals, we have to learn to befriend perseverance and to use it to our advantage. Others of us came before you and experienced the same struggles that you have had, but we didn't give up. We trudged ahead and we reached a point of achievement, and you can and you will do it too. At this point in our academic careers, a lot of individuals tend to move on to other areas of achievement, not accepting the status quo, and some of you will choose to move forward towards those new dreams and goals. Today, I challenge each of you to fight for your dreams. In closing, just let me say that with willpower, the wind is at your back. Let the wind push you so that you can harness your talents and follow through with your goals and your aspirations. The potential that lies inside each of us is more powerful than any of us will ever know. So in the words of noted historian, author, editor, and sociologist W.E.B. Du Bois, I say to you, now is the accepted time. Not tomorrow, not some more convenient season. It is today that your best work can be done and not some future day or future year. It is today that we fit ourselves for the greater usefulness of tomorrow. Today is the seed time. Now are the hours of work, and tomorrow comes the harvest and the playtime. Finally, I'll leave with you the words of a short but meaningful Irish friendship wish. May there always be work for your hands to do. May your purse always hold a coin or two. May the sun always shine on your window pane. May a rainbow be certain to follow each rain. May the hand of a friend always be near you. May God fill your heart with gladness to cheer you. My sincere congratulations to each of you.
Good morning. I'm very happy to be able to present the candidates for the Masters in Library and Information Science. Ashley Barker. From Virginia. Holly Berkline. Laura Blair. Leona Brown. Verdi. Jessica Dane. That's right. Gabrielle Dudley. Jennifer Falvey. Garrett Falk. Rachel Fail. Zachary Frazier. Rock star, no doubt. Morgan Fuller. Laura Greenwald. Lindsay Brenda. Teresa Hayden. From Virginia. Bernetta Jefferson. Peter. Rebecca Kilby. Marie Kaminicek. Amy Logan DeTola. Amy Marshall. Ayana Mays. Matthew McKitteray. Close. McInerney. Whitney Nelson from Tennessee. Lindsay Newman. Goodbye, Newman. Amy Phillips. Ruthie Porche. Robertson. Tabitha Samuel.
Then we get to go to Davis College and have treats and cool things to do. Including mimosas.
Shayla Scott. Vanessa Seal. Elizabeth Sexton. Matthew Shepard. Tiffany Shiflett. Virginia. Barbara Somerville.
I know. You know what? You get the prize. You get the prize, girl. First goes to you. Congratulations. Oh, yay. I'm gonna get a hug. I deserve it for all these years. Thank you.
Patsy Stevenson.
Patsy Stevenson from West Virginia. Congratulations. All right, go get 'em.
Shelley Williams.
for this speech. No surprise there. And I've decided to condense a few of them together, although a lot of them got tossed out in the drafting process. So I hope that this is an enjoyable journey. I'd like to begin by talking about an idea I've been playing around with. I think that there are 5 archetypes of librarians. First, there's the searcher. The searcher enjoys the hunt. They're never happier than when they have to find some truly esoteric fact. For the searcher, the harder the search, the more fun it is. Second, there's the organizer. The organizer wakes up to a color-coded sock drawer. Their socks are probably also spiked with RFID tags so that if they get lost somewhere, they can find them. They like everything to be in their proper, findable place. The ASG members here will be familiar with the preserver archetype, as will those of us in the room with certain hoarder tendencies. You know who you are, Mom. The preserver protects the past to give to the future. Fourth, of course, is the helper. They're the librarian who will bust through walls for their patron, bend over backwards to serve, and of course, do it all with a big smile on their face. Finally, there's the archetype that I identify most with, the evangelist. It may be because my most formative memory of a librarian was a librarian suggesting a book to me in 4th grade, and this book really changed my relationship with reading. It could just be, though, that I really like to talk. Those who know me will tell you that I tend to pontificate about the things that I love, whether it's Seattle or Hack Library School, or for people not aware of our program, SLIS. Of course, the thing that I talk about most other than Seattle is InfoCamp. When I moved to South Carolina, I was terribly homesick, and I had this odd notion that maybe I could transplant this really cool idea that a friend of mine had helped to create called InfoCamp, which was an unconference down in South Carolina. Dr. Sam, of course, was as excited as I was about this crazy idea, and the next thing I knew, I was in charge of organizing an InfoCamp. One aborted deadline due to a tiny golf tournament up the road in Augusta later, and we had our InfoCamp here in October. Of course, it wouldn't have happened without a whole bunch of help from Dr. Brown, Dr. Lewis, Andy Thomas, Carolyn Delton, George Shaw, Ben Higgins, Meredith Keeter, and many, many others. Minus a few bumps in the road, it was a huge success. We really had a blast. But I didn't tell you about InfoCamp SC just to brag about what a great idea I had, because really InfoCamp isn't my idea. It wasn't when I had it, and it's not now. Mark your calendars, because I'm proud to announce in front of all of you, great marketing pitch, InfoCamp SC will return as InfoCamp SC Green Info on March 9th and 10th of 2013. Yes, we're having it again. Because InfoCamp is a democratic movement, it belongs to all those who plan the events and those who attend. InfoCamp SC belongs to the University of South Carolina and anyone who wants to help plan it, anybody who wants to come and participate in it, anybody who wants to support it in any way. Of course, the most important facet of InfoCamp, like all unconferences, is in the word of Michelle Boole, information and the community that grows from the transferring of information. Libraries are a lot like unconferences in this way when you stop and think about it. They're institutions that grow as people take and give information. Each new book, each new website added to the collection adds ideas. And with each loan, discovery, or lesson, those ideas are planted as knowledge that can grow in an exciting new place into something entirely new. And that's really cool when you stop and think about it. Of course, the most important facet of unconferences is mob rule learning and the law of 2 feet, which states, if at any time you find yourself in any situation where you're neither learning nor contributing, give greetings, use your 2 feet, and go do something useful. Responsibility resides with you. This strikes me as a wise law, which I've heard is something of a rarity. It also strikes me as an awfully good code of professional conduct. Stay where you learn and where you contribute. When you find yourself in a situation where you're doing neither, give greetings, stand up, and go move on to a place where you can do something useful. And of course, the last part is probably the most important part, but responsibility lies with you, which means that it lies with me, with us, and that's what's great about InfoCamp. It is what you make it. You have a responsibility for it as well as for your own experience. And it's the same thing with librarians. We have a responsibility for the libraries and the institutions where we work, our patrons, and of course our own experience. So now that we're graduating, it's up to us to take responsibility for our profession. We live in a unique time in our history where we have the opportunity and responsibility to act as lobbyists for libraries. So I'll leave you on one final note from Bill S. Preston Esquire and Ted Theodore Logan. Be excellent to one another, and of course, keep on looking.